Welcome Scorpio to your January 2020 reading. Happy New Year, guys, and what a powerful year this looks to be. Astrologically, one of the most powerful we've seen for a long time, and January kind of really kicks it off. So 7th of January, Saturn and Pluto, these two major players, come together. They have been calling us to restructure, to let go of anything that no longer serves. And we are seeing quite a lot of chaos, or we have been seeing quite a lot of chaos in that way for a little while now, as they've moved together and they finally meet on the 7th of January, followed by a full moon lunar eclipse in Cancer. Very powerful times. We are in eclipse season, guys. Eclipse season it's a time when we can connect into universal consciousness far more easily. Sometimes it's literally almost like there's a crack in the universe and we connect in with that energy. Things can happen very quickly. So powerful times. Let me just move my my Astro Moon diary out of the way. I'll be checking in with that each month with the overall astrology as we do the monthly readings. First of all, guys, before I introduce you to the energy of these two stunning angels that I was guided to for this reading, welcome, guys. Welcome back to anyone who's already following my readings, for anyone who is a part of this amazing community. Guys, you blow me away. You have been incredible. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for your support of me. You have been so amazing. I've been reading cards for forever, really, but I only put my first readings on YouTube earlier in 2019. I've never done readings in such a public way, and your feedback has been amazing, so thank you. What I've just been loving is the comments, the sharing, the way that you are sharing aspects of your journey and the way that you guys are supporting one another. So massive thank you. I never thought that putting some readings onto YouTube would turn into the evolution of a community of spiritual warriors. Guys, you are just amazing. Anyone new to this channel, welcome. I'm Jenny Florence. Guys, I put a lot of free stuff into the world, including I give a free private reading every month to one of my subscribers. I draw the name from a hat. But guys, just check out the information box. There's anything you might need to know about the free resources that I offer. It's all in there. So, before we draw runes, which are really calling, I feel like they're itching to come out. There's a tingling around this bag. We have two angels. We have the white quartz angel. The white quartz will, not only does it purify, cleanse, really at a cellular level, its energy also repels negativity. If I'm working with someone who is needing or finding themselves in a circumstance where there are, let's say, people are emotionally challenging around them, and they're quite sensitive and quite absorbent, I suggest they carry white quartz. It repels the negativity of others and of the environments around you, as well as cleansing your own energy as well. So very powerful. We also have cherry quartz. Now, this brings greater vitality. It increases energy. It is said to create a shift in fortune. And if you are ever in a stuck sort of situation, or you're feeling as though something is stagnant, you're not able to move it forwards, the energy of cherry quartz is said to shift situations that are stuck always for the better. So two very powerful and stunning energies. I'm just going to place them up here. They really are, it feels like a force to be reckoned with. As I said, the runes are just tingling today. We have three, I think, actually. A third one coming. Didn't see that. Right, we have the energy of the spiritual warrior. Wow, followed by the blank rune. And the rune of movement. So, guys, the spiritual warrior, this rune has a kind of a request or an invitation to live an ordinary life in an extraordinary way. There's a humbleness about this. It's about being your most brilliant self, walking your talk, living your values, making them real in the world, and doing so with humility, with humbleness. Now, the blank rune is the rune of infinite possibilities. It's a rune of gestation. It's full and it's empty at the same time. It's a space of possibility, of new opportunities. It's like the new opportunities that sit in the unknowable future. So very powerful, very powerful. Some of you maybe are being called to, I want to say, prepare for change, actually. Now, the rune of movement is the bettering of any situation, which is really interesting because that connects in with the energy of the cherry quartz angel. The bettering of any situation. It also speaks of slow, steady progress, of gradual development, of things emerging. Very powerful. We'll draw more. I have two more. We have the rune of harvest and we have the rune of strength. Now, the rune of harvest speaks of a cycle. It's been coming through a lot actually in the January readings, which in a way doesn't surprise me because a new year is a new cycle. It's a new period of time. It's a new space of evolution. You know, we set our we set our intentions. Often we set New Year resolutions, but I suppose a resolution is often an intention, sometimes not to do something anymore and sometimes to do something. So it's a time of setting intentions. But the rune of harvest speaks of, a period of a year. So it's to do with living in tune with the natural cycles, the natural universal energy. We also have the rune of strength, terminations and new beginnings, the end of a phase of life, the beginning of a new. I feel as though for you guys, it's almost like you are in a chrysalis state. It's like a pregnancy. I mean, this rune sort of almost speaks of pregnancy. It's that period of gestation where something's been initiated. You're waiting for something to be ready to emerge. But the rune of movement, the bettering of any situation, things are moving forwards and you are invited to attune with the natural rhythms and cycles of life and to do everything you do to the very best of your ability, whether that is something very ordinary like, doing the washing up, cooking a meal, something that you do every day, hanging the washing on the line, or whether you're doing something major, preparing for a big speech or having a conversation with someone or, embarking on some epic aspect of a project. But whatever you do, it's like do it to the best of your ability. Walk that pathway of the spiritual warrior. Interesting energy for you guys. I feel as though something is waiting to emerge, and as if the energy through January somehow creates that space of possibility. We'll draw from one of the tarot packs now. It's the one I don't always start with actually. It's a lovely pack. I should just say as well, guys, for people often ask what cards I use. In the information box below, there's a link to my website, to a page. It's a page where every single pack of cards I have ever used or do use, and including the runes, they're all there, so you can find them really easily if they are really calling out to you and you're wanting to use them or access them, for yourselves. We have a card of strength, which is interesting. We have the rune of strength. Now, this is terminations and new beginnings. This is keeping your eyes on your targeted, focused intentions. Be clear. If you're going to shoot the arrow, take time to position your aim and keep your aim straight. We have the card of wealth, 10 of discs, and we have the card of cruelty. Now, The card of wealth it's a card of evaluation. It asks you to work out what actually matters to you. You know, what are your dreams? What are your wishes? What do you wish to, and what do you intend to create? Again, connecting into the aspect of this rune, the spiritual warrior. What is your pathway? What's the pathway of the warrior? What matters to you, from great big things to very small things? It's often the small things in our lives that actually really matter. It's the small things that count. So there's an evaluation being offered here. I think that's part of this blank rune, this pregnant pause. Now, the card of cruelty is interesting. On occasions, it can mean that somebody is cruel to you or being cruel. It can, on occasions, mean you are. More often than not, the energy of this card is about the way in which we are cruel to ourselves. It's like the inner critic, the way we target ourselves, the way we persecute ourselves if things aren't moving forwards quickly enough, or they're not happening the way we thought they should happen. It's that sort of aspect of just inner criticism, judgment. It's a card of judgment. So maybe it could be, guys, if you're judging someone, please don't. It's unhelpful, and the person you damage most is you. But guys, if someone's judging you, please remember, when someone judges, it says nothing about the person they're judging. It says everything about the person who's making the judgment. Most often, when people judge someone or criticize someone else, they're talking about some aspect of themselves. So just if someone is judging you, hold that in mind. Keep your own energy clean. Now, this is interesting because this angel is really speaking. The need to repel negativity. If there is somebody who is negative around you, I would be carrying white quartz, actually. I would be wanting to make sure that my own energy is clean, my own pathway is clean. Because if you're going to emerge from a chrysalis state, and you're going to move forwards, the bettering of any situation, the growth of a whole new phase of manifestation, working out what you want, keeping your aim straight and pure and clean. We need to keep our energy clean to do that. So allowing the intrusion of other people's judgments or of our own judgments is unhelpful, and especially self-criticism. It really lowers our own energetic frequency. Wonderful card, power. Now this is interesting. The card of power, it has a dual meaning. For some people, the message is that it is saying you need to hold your boundaries, you need to stand firm, you need to stand strong. For others, it says, are you being too fixed about something? Is your perspective so fixed that you won't negotiate or budge? So it has a duality to it. I think it's connecting in with the cruelty card here, with a very clear message. I think if there is somebody around you who is viewing you, judging you in a negative light, you are actually being called to really keep your energy clean, hold fast on your own intentions. If you walk the pathway of the spiritual warrior and your actions are in line and attuned to your core values, then your integrity will prevail. It's like you see the bigger picture. You take the higher ground. You don't retaliate. You don't buy into it. And in that instance, holding your boundaries, being firm, is really important. Now, if for some reason, guys, any of you have been drawn into some kind of gossipy drama stuff, you're being asked to really put that to one side. It may be, if you're very fixed in your pathway, that you are needing to be more amenable to negotiation. Curiously enough, the biggest message I'm receiving is to do with the judgment and the negativity around you. I think for you guys, there is some kind of a judgment, and the key here is to stand in your own power, not to retaliate, walk the pathway of the spiritual warrior, but keep your own energy clean, because we have this wonderful angel here moving moving the energy forwards, releasing a stagnant situation, moving things forwards for the better. So whatever is around you, for January, this is a January reading, things get to shift and to move forwards. The key to your own empowerment is not to allow the energy or the influence of others to affect you. That's their journey, that's their pathway, it's not yours. Okay, actually, I'm going to draw from, I was about to pick up my oldest tarot pack. I'm going to draw from a tarot pack that connects into the dynamics and the energy of the people around us. Okay, so we have an ace. Let me just see, I'm going to move our cards along, guys, just so that we're still in camera. Make sure that that's going to be, yes, that's better. We have the Ace of Earth. And then we have a card of Desire. That's interesting. So guys, let's talk you through this. So we have the Ace of Earth. New beginnings, new opportunities. You're being asked to ground your desires and not to be knocked off balance. Don't allow... It's as though somebody is influencing you, or somebody's energy, someone's judgment, someone's perspective. Holding your boundaries. If you have an idea or a desire, you know, we need to be thoughtful, I think, about when we are initiating something new, when we're in the process of creation. It's really important to think about who we share that with. Because if you could ask 10 different people what they think, and you'll get 10 different opinions. The value in asking their opinions is not so that that influences you in terms of telling you what you should or shouldn't do. It's actually that it helps you to gain the bigger picture, the broader perspective. But if somebody is quite critical, if we have an idea or there's some aspect of our life that is moving forwards, or there's something we really desire, and somebody is critical or judgmental of it, do you know, that can have quite a profound negative impact. You're being asked to be particularly mindful of that. And just recognise if somebody is not enthusiastic, not open, or even quite negative or judgmental about some sort of aspect of your own desires, excuse me, they have their own agenda. Just be aware of that. Think about who you share yourself with. You know, I mean, we know when people are a little bit negative. That's their stuff. We don't have to buy into it. There's a real element of keeping your own energy clean, keeping your eyes on your targeted intentions. If you were to make a New Year resolution list that was not just intentions, it was focused on your desires. Because there's an opportunity here to begin a new cycle, new opportunities. Yeah, really, guys, focus in on what you desire and allow yourself that possibility. Again, don't be so fixed that you think this is what I want and this is the only way I'm going to get it, because the universe needs to support us in our desires. And we have to be, I always think the art of manifestation is so connected to being, I don't know, we have to remain focused on our targeted intentions while simultaneously kind of remaining unattached to specific routes and outcomes. And that way we kind of get this perfect balance. But yeah, there's a flavour of people around you. There's an invitation here. Literally hold your vision. I'm going to draw from, one of the other tarot packs now. My good old favourite. We have the card of the Emperor. It's a lovely, lovely energy. Be the leader. Wow, and the Empress. Yeah, be balanced, guys. It's like you're being called to be your own hero or heroine. This again is a card of harvest. It's a card of gestation. For me, the Empress embodies this rune, the blank rune. the source of infinite possibilities that sit in the unknowable future, along with the rune of harvest. It's a harvest of it's a card of gestation, of the emergence of something new. It's like you're getting ready to birth something into the world. Some aspect of yourself, some project, some new relationship, some new phase of life. It's like you're ready to bring something forth. There is some kind of opposition around you, and you are invited to keep, as I said, not to retaliate, not to be drawn in. Be your own hero. Be your own heroine. Yeah, the Emperor in this position is speaking about stepping up, and it's speaking about leadership, but being your own leader. Don't be maneuvered by other people. That's really, it's not for me to tell you what to do. You are spiritual warriors on your own pathway. But the message here is an invitation to really, step into your own vision and hold true to it. But cross the T's, dot the I's from the perspective of being the better person. Don't be drawn into things. That's the sort of energy that's around this reading. And this is interesting because there's this is a lovely card, the Five of Wands. It's kind of like there's some hurdles or an obstacle to get over. But it's like you're not afraid of it. You step into it. Again, this is really like stepping into the bigger, better version of you. I feel like you're about to birth yourselves into the world, and it's that internal work that we do that frees us up to then receive everything that we wish to and desire. I'm going to draw from actually the astrology pack next. Ooh. Okay, this is interesting. More cards than I had expected, but I'm going with them. We have the card of stability. We have the part of fortune increase. We have the grand trine blessings. And we have the Cancer I feel. These are very powerful cards sitting in this lineup. You are definitely being asked to be grounded. Ground your desires, ground your ideas, ground your intentions. I do feel as though there is some aspect of opposition around you. Either somebody would like you to do it their way, or someone would like you to, or they're almost like they're inadvertently slightly sabotaging your pathway. It's not intentional. I don't get an intentional aspect of it. It's just that they're not awake enough to be aware of what they're doing. I think the change and the growth in you, I think they are afraid, actually. There's a fear. There's an element of fear around you. It's not you, but somebody is afraid of either losing you, or you're going to grow out of them, and it's an insecurity type of fear. And it causes this card, it causes some aspect of negativity around you. But you are being called to step into that hero-heroine position. Remain true to your ideals, your goals, your aims, your desires. There's a huge opportunity in the energy here for you guys to emerge from some kind of chrysalis state, and it's like you emerge into a new space of being, a new space of opportunity, huge opportunities. And it's a new phase where you start to move forwards. Part of fortune, increase, grand trine, blessings. And amongst this, you are being asked to be compassionate. The key to managing people who are possibly a little bit sabotaging around us or negative is just to feel compassion for them. They're on their own pathway. There's again a clear message coming through here. This is very much about being the bigger person, being yourself, not being resentful if somebody tries to hold you back or they have a negative perspective. Kind of take it with a pinch of salt, be the bigger person, but don't lose sight of your own vision and your own desire at the same time. I'm going to draw from the Art of Manifestation Oracle cards now. Oops, wow. The first card has leapt out. We have the card of miracles. We tend to perceive miracles only when our personal desires are met. Again, this is if we're too fixed in our pathway of what we see to be what we want. And yet, when we look back, almost all of us will be able to recall a crisis or a challenge that ultimately proved to be a miraculous turning point and an extraordinary gift. This card asks you to see the miracles that surround you right now and in every situation. Yeah, so whatever is going on around you, terminations, new beginnings, the rune of strength, whatever's going on around you, it's actually fueling your ability to get very clear on your desires, and it's fueling your inner strength. Sometimes it's through our challenges that we grow the most, and there is some energy around you. The growth that comes from this sets you onto it's like it sets you onto a solid foundation, and that's the earth element stability. It may not feel stable, and it may feel really quite challenging in terms of, the energy that's around you. It's either a person or a group of people. I also hear there's almost like a cultural norm, and maybe it's like that we do it this way, and you're wanting to do something differently, and there's a resistance to that growth. But guys, this is surprisingly a miracle, because actually the impact of this is causing you to get much clearer on your desires. It's causing you to know your own inner strength and to know the strength of your desires and of your wishes. And, we have these wonderful cards: stability, increase, part of fortune, increase, blessings, grand trine. As I said, hold your position as your own hero, heroine. Lead by example. Card of forgiveness of others. Again, compassion. Forgiveness does not mean that something bad that happened to us was okay. Forgiveness means that we choose to move beyond the experience and to release any ongoing need for retribution. In doing so, we no longer need to keep the memory of what happened alive within us. This choice reinstates our entitlement to be in charge of our own lives. It literally does. When we are able to shift ourselves to a space where it doesn't mean we accept something that's not okay, but we do choose to no longer live through that lens, and that is our source of empowerment. It gives us a very different foundation through which we live. Ground yourself. Lovely energy here. This card is a request to you to literally ground yourself. Don't be knocked off balance by this. Again, keep clear. Go outdoors, take off your shoes and find somewhere where it is safe to stand barefoot. Imagine roots growing out of your feet, travelling down into the soil beneath you, anchoring you with the nurturing energy of the earth. Absolutely, whatever this is around you, it's not yours to carry. Guys, exciting month ahead, I just need to say, for January in terms of these cards. The Art of Manifestation Oracle cards go live in January. It's a first limited edition run. I'll keep you posted. They are my cards. They give very specific direction and guidance. Every single card carries a message that at some point I have personally received, whether that's through channeled messages or in meditation or in some sign or signal or in a sitting. And I've kept a note of those messages because I know, for myself at any rate, sometimes I need a really clear message of guidance and direction, and that is what these cards are. So as I said, they go live. I'm going to be holding a few packs back, and I'll be drawing names out of a hat and offering them to subscribers again, just at the end of January, beginning of February, just in celebration of their emergence into the world. Guys, I'm going to wrap this reading up with a couple of other cards from the Archangel pack. Lovely. First card, Divine Order. Archangel Raguel. Everything is how it needs to be right now. Look past the illusion and see the underlying order. It really connects in with this card of miracles. Sometimes it doesn't feel like miracles are happening around us because there's somebody that's a little negative, but you know, just don't worry about it. It's happening with purpose, and it's helping to strengthen your desires. Guys, take back your power. Archangel Raziel, use your God-given power and intention to manifest blessings in your life. Guys, remember, empowerment, personal empowerment, does not mean that we have power over others. It means that we have power over ourselves. This is not about exerting power over others. It's about taking your power back and not allowing people to disempower you or to allow people's judgments or limited horizons to affect your own capacity to manifest your own desires into the world, to follow your own pathway of the spiritual warrior. There is so much possibility here. Something shifts and moves forwards this month for you guys. It's a whole new beginning. But there is something of an energy of someone around you. You guys will know who that person or that group of people are for you. Sun in Scorpio, Moon in Scorpio, Scorpio rising. Guys, so much love to you. I look forward to seeing you for some of the other readings that I do. I do put up weekly readings on a Sunday, usually on a Sunday, the rune and Sunday rune and card reading, and obviously the big monthly. So guys, yeah, just so much love to you. Take it easy. In January, take back your power. The energy is with you to be emerging and creating new beginnings for yourselves. So much love.